Hey guys, Mr.G here. As you can already tell, this is a different kind of video. There's no icons today because I think this is more of a serious discussion than usual. So, ever since I started Monsters of the Mind, there's always been one card that I was kind of nervous about ever since I first got the idea to do this series. Like, when I knew I was going to do Monsters of the Mind, I was reminded of that card and I was like, oh no, what am I going to do about this? And that is card number 100, Shiva. There's a lot to unpack here with why I was so nervous about it. First of all, I was nervous titling this video Monsters of the Mind because I was afraid someone would take that out of context and assume that I'm declaring Hinduism untrue, which I'm not. Although these cards seem to be implying it, since it's Monsters of the Mind, as in things that don't exist. I'm pretty sure if these cards were as popular as the toys I talked about a few videos ago, there would have been controversy like the toys had. But as far as I can tell, these cards never attracted any sort of controversy, probably due to how obscure they were. The second reason I was nervous to do this card is just due to how complex Hinduism is. Even Shiva himself has so many different interpretations and forms, and there's the fact that Shiva has his own branches of religion that are distant from Hinduism. So I knew that no matter what I talked about, if I made a proper Shiva video, I would definitely be leaving something out. Thirdly, I was always kind of nervous that I would accidentally say something or do something considered sacrilegious in these videos. You see, I, for the life of me, have a hard time determining the accuracy of this card because of how complex stories from Hinduism tend to be. So as such, I was afraid that I would accidentally be given false information regarding a certain topic, and I would use that information to correct something that turned out to be true, or I would completely overlook something that actually was an error or something like that. So I felt like it was a lose-lose situation no matter what. Either I give this card a 10 out of 10 and claim it's perfect, when in actuality there's several errors on it, or I could judge it, but it turns out that the information I used was actually false, and I just completely debunked true information, which is something I really don't want to do. Trust me, I did that in the Elasmosaurus video by complete accident, and I still am hung up over that. So I don't want to risk doing that for a deity that's still worshipped. So yeah, I'll just leave the card here on screen, and give a good look of both sides, and I'll let you guys do your own research and determine if anything's wrong here, because quite frankly, I genuinely am too afraid to objectively say anything on this card is true or false. Well, now that I got that off my chest, there's two rants related to this card that I want to talk about. Since this is the last deity, there is something I've wanted to mention since the beginning. I really do not think they should have included deities in this series. I'm not just talking about Shiva, I mean deities period. I don't think they should have included Anubis, Sekhmet, or Huitzilopochtli at all. Why do I say this? Well, because when you think of monsters, do you usually think of deities? No, you don't. You think of things that you have to fight, or creatures that are otherworldly, or things like that. People generally don't think of deities when they think of monsters. And quite frankly, I think that including deities was a mistake. But if there is one thing I can give credit to, at least these cards actually refer to them as deities, unlike those stupid toys I reviewed that treated everything like a generic monster, no matter how powerful of a deity it was. And there's also the fact that there are several monsters that got completely shafted that probably should have gotten cards, which I'll talk about when I get to this series roundup special. So yeah, I really don't think they should have included deities in this series. The second tangent here is the fact that they picked a Hindu deity to give a card to. Why would you do that? Did they not learn their lesson when Monster in My Pocket did something similar by calling Hindu gods monsters? Apparently not, since this one also has a Hindu god lumped in with a series that has the word monsters in its name. And it has the word and it's called Monsters of the Mind, indicating that these aren't real, meaning they're pretty much implying that things worshippers of Hinduism believe in don't exist, which is probably not something you should do. I mean, every other monster in the series is usually something people tend not to truly believe in, but here, Shiva is a pretty major deity in one of the biggest religions, so maybe you shouldn't have done that? Okay, so, to recap, I do not know how to approach this card. So I'll leave it up to you guys to do your own research on Shiva and come to your own conclusions about how accurate this card is. And again, I don't think they should have included deities, and they especially shouldn't have included a deity from Hinduism, which is a religion that is still around and is still big. So yeah, that's what I decided to do for this video. I've been Mr. G. Next episode we'll be back to normal. Bye.